What's going on, guys? Security Guru here. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. It's definitely been pretty crazy out there, especially since now a lot of the security companies are shutting down and closing doors because of the pandemic. So, actually, what I'm offering is free support for anybody that needs it for any security system or anything like that. Just drop me a message and I'll try to figure it out. In the meantime, I'm going to do a rundown of the new Hikvision NVR DVR 4.0 layout. First is the startup wizard. This always pops up if you'd never disabled it or this is the first time you've fired up the system. In the beginning, you can select the language depending on which version you have. This one will be in English. Let's hit apply. And then also it'll ask you if you'd like to adjust the resolution automatically based on your monitor. You can hit yes or you can hit no, but at the same time you can just check don't prompt. So again, it doesn't alert you on the next time. Once you hit apply, the system will reboot into your activation page. Here you will create the new username and password. It must consist of 8 to 16 letters or numbers. It cannot be the same as your username. So if your username is admin, you cannot use admin and different types of other combinations. So for this, I will just be using test12345. Created the password. There's different recovery methods just in case you forget it. One is export GUID, but you will need a USB thumb drive for this. So I don't usually like to use this, so I just uncheck it. You can also do security questions. You can choose the different questionnaire and all that good stuff on the next page. Here at this part, this will actually give a password for the IP cameras that you have if you do have an NVR. So I just make it the same test 12345. Then we can hit OK. Here you can select the different questions that you want to use to recover your password in the future. This is very helpful is because if you forget your password, unfortunately, you're going to need to reach out to one of the distributors that you purchased the system from, or myself, where we can go ahead and get you guys the reset file via SADP. This, again, if you guys need help on this, please let me know, drop me a line. I can definitely help you guys out in the meantime, since basically a lot of the companies are closed due to the coronavirus issue. After you answered all the questions, just hit OK, and then now you configure your password. This one, you can actually do a line drawing as well. You'll need up to 4 dots so that you can create a pattern as your password. Next page will be the general main menu. Here you can set up your time zone. Don't forget to do that because a lot of times people forget, and then when they try to review, the date and time is incorrect. So that's kind of not good when you're trying to provide evidence to the police and all that good stuff. Also on the bottom, you'll see the enable wizard. You can disable that so that it doesn't pop up every time you reboot the system. The next step is the network setup. I suggest in the beginning to enable DHCP so that it picks up the IP address that your router will assign it. But after that, I suggest to enable DHCP for the sake of the IP address not changing, just in case you do reboot your router once in a while or if there's any issues. You'd want to have that permanent IP address because we will be setting up the port forwarding for it. Then once we have the network IP addresses set, hit next. Here is the hard drive information location. Unfortunately, this time I didn't plug a hard drive in, but if you did have hard drives, you will see them on the list here. And initially, you'd want to initialize it by clicking that INIT. And also make sure you check which hard drive you want to format and initialize. Next, we will go to the IP camera setup. Here you will see cameras that are directly connected to the PoE switch built into the NVR. Or what you can do is you can manually add them by clicking the add button. Or also, if they are on a separate PoE switch, you can click search and it will find any compatible IP cameras that will automatically detect. Once you have added the cameras, we'll dive right into the platform access. This is a convenient way to view your cameras without having to do port forwarding on your router. First, click on Enable. Then the verification code creation appears. You can create your own verification code that differs the password, or you can make it the same as the password. Once you've created the verification code, some of the other information on the screen is important, such as that QR code on the screen. But for now, we will skip it so that we can save that on a different video on how to configure the mobile app and the platform access together. Here you should see on the status online, but if it does say offline, there's a DNS issue that we can address again later in a separate video. This is actually caused by your primary DNS being incorrect or not functioning. I'll ask you again if you'd like to change your admin password, but we can skip this for now and hit finish. So that's it, guys, on the first rundown of the Hikvision 4.0 setup wizard. If you have any questions or any concerns, please message me. As I mentioned to you guys, I'm open to all questions, whether it's Hikvision or any other DVRs. You can also jump to the other segments or sections that I will be uploading in regards to more details of hard drive configuration and all the other different configurations that are available. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and leave any comments of any questions or improvements that you'd like me to add. Thanks. Have a good one.